How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to AZ Trading, back so soon. Hope you're still well. In my previous video, I showed you a nice trade we took on a Forex pair, the Euro USD, but you guys asked for some more indice trading, so here we are. Yesterday it was Thursday, the 25th of August, where we managed to capture this bullish move, which spans around 140 points. I'm sure you guys have realized this, but we don't fake our trades here. As you can see, no replay function being used since price is live. And not only that, when I click the replay button, I actually don't even have access to it, since the basic plan is more than enough for my needs. But I know you've been waiting for this, so here are my executions. I'm just going to turn on my executions here. You can see that trades were made and not after the fact. And here are the execution labels, where you can see I took off 90% at my first partial, leaving the 10% to run once more. Alright, now with the proof out the way, let's get into how we managed to capture this bullish move. So as the new day ticks at New York midnight, we have a look at how price is acting prior, which will give us an idea on what the current sentiment is like. We can determine that the sentiment in price is currently bullish, since higher highs are being made and higher lows are being made. What that tells us is that buy side liquidity, so liquidity resting above swings, is constantly being taken out, so these highs are constantly being raided. And sell side is being left untouched, so these swing lows are being left unrated. So with that in mind, going into this new day, we can expect the sentiment to be broken, meaning sell side to be taken out. So the pattern we use to find our trade is called the RMR pattern, and the first element is the raid, so I'll just draw a line where 930 is. And right as 930 ticks, we can see that these swing lows down here, have been stabbed through, and this is what we can denote the raid. The second thing, market structure shift. So after this bearish raid, we look for a bullish market structure shift. So we look to the left after the raid and we find swing highs. So we have a swing high here, some relative equal highs here. As soon as price breaks through those swing highs, we can call that the market structure shift. I say this in all my videos, but during this bullish market structure shift, we can see quite decisive movement, and we don't want to fall into the trap of FOMOing or chasing this bullish move. Because chances are by the time you place that trade, the price you pay will be in a premium, and the drawdown that you go through is likely to be more extensive since your entry is not as precise. So to avoid that from happening, if you're trading the RMR pattern, you must wait for the third element, which is the return, and this is where you'll enter your trade. So in most cases, and what I used was a gap. So on this 5-minute chart, we can see that there's a gap over here. If we extend that one out, as soon as price retraces into that area, whether at the top of the gap, the middle, or near the bottom, that will be up to you and how optimistic you'd like your entry to be. That's what we call the return and where we can place our long. Using a gap as your entry technique is one of the most common entry techniques I use. However, if you're not using a gap, you could just as well use an order block. So these down close candles over here, if we extend that one out, you can see that price retraces into that area as well, and you'll also be able to capture this long. And just to make sure you're getting a fair price, we can draw a fib from the bottom of the raid to the top of the market structure shift. And as long as price is under that 50% level, that will be considered a discount in price, meaning it'll be a fair price to participate. So once you've placed your entry, the first thing to set is always your stop loss, which for me is at the bottom of the raid. And now we can start looking for objectives above. So for your objectives and your partials, there are no right or wrong ways to do this, as long as they're taken in logical areas. I guess that means there is a wrong way to take partials if you're illogical with your decisions. But generally, all my partials are taken at areas of gaps and areas of liquidity. So different swing highs and different gaps. For this particular trade, my first partial was taken at this swing high over here, which was already around 110 points. Leaving 10% of my position to run, I took off my final partial. If we scroll to the left, there's a gap on the 1 hour chart. If I extend that to the right, as price reached that area, that could be another logical area to take a partial off. For me, I like to start each new day fresh with no open positions. And as I woke up just a few hours ago, I saw this short-term market structure shift bearish, and during that short-term bullish retracement, I took off my final partial, which happened to be within that gap area as well. So overall, we managed to capture a decent bullish move. Our entry wasn't the most precise this time, meaning we had to go through around 10 points of drawdown. But going through 10 points of drawdown versus capturing over 140 points, I think that's a pretty excellent trade-off if you ask me. Just a quick message, when I turn off all these annotations, price can look quite messy and it just looks like structure is breaking and shifting every minute and you don't know what's going on. But when you have such a clear framework and pattern to trade off of, like the RMR pattern, It just makes this entire days of trading make much more sense, which makes it easier for us to find great trades like this one. If things are starting to seem quite repetitive, then that's a sign we're on the right track. Since when we're trading the markets and everything is uncertain, we want to find these patterns and instances that repeat over and over again. Alright, that'll be it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you'd like to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button. It makes me very happy. If you've got any questions, leave them down below. I'll reply to every single one of you. And until next time, take care guys. Peace.